Welcome back. In part 1, we explored how weight loss can change the way others perceive and interact with you, from increased attention to unexpected biases. In this second part, we're continuing that conversation, diving deeper into the social expectations, emotional impact, and psychological journey that often follows significant weight loss. Let's pick up where we left off. Societal expectations and stereotypes. Our culture places tremendous value on weight loss, often viewing it as an inherently positive, life-changing accomplishment. This creates strong societal expectations and stereotypes around losing weight. People who slim down are commonly praised as if they achieved something heroic, and it's assumed they must be healthier, happier, and even morally better now. Family, friends, and even acquaintances might gush, "You look amazing," and laud your discipline. In Cindy's case, after her weight loss, friends and family members complimented her, which made it seem like it was an achievement, and that her entire worth came down to her waist size. Such well-intentioned praise can send a mixed message. It implies that the person was worth less before, and that being thinner is the key to being valued. There is also a widespread stereotype that losing weight will automatically improve every aspect of one's life. Diet ads and success stories often romanticize weight loss as a gateway to happiness. To be sure, many people do experience positive life changes, but the expectation of a fairy tale transformation sets up an unrealistic standard. In reality, weight loss doesn't magically erase all problems, and in some cases, it can even expose new ones. Intriguingly, one long-term study cited by Business Insider found that individuals who lost more than 5% of their body weight over 4 years were actually more likely to feel depressed than those who maintained their weight. This counterintuitive result suggests that reaching a goal weight might not fulfill someone in the way they imagined, possibly because it didn't solve deeper issues like depression, or because keeping the weight off is stressful. It flies in the face of the societal narrative that weight loss is an infallible ticket to joy. Another stereotype tied to weight loss is the assumption that a person's personality or values will change to fit societal ideals. For instance, people might expect that once you're slimmer you'll become super fit, eat only clean foods, or suddenly be more outgoing and dating up a storm, essentially fitting the mold of a new you. In truth, you are the same person as before, just in a smaller body. Some folks around you may struggle with this nuance. They might say things like, "Don't get all high and mighty now," or "I like that you were so down to earth." This comes from the stereotype that thin people are snobbish or that losing weight will make someone arrogant. Navigating others' preconceived notions can be tricky. The fat-phobic thinking in society runs so deep that people project a lot onto weight loss. Discipline, virtue, attractiveness, happiness, all traits that a thinner person is supposed to have. When those expectations don't match reality, there can be pushback or disappointment. Society also pressures those who lose weight to keep it off and continually meet the new standard. Once you've been publicly applauded for slimming down, there's an implied "don't you dare regain it." This pressure can be intense. Kateria, who enjoyed a wave of social approval at her lowest weight, admitted she developed a fear of gaining it back because she didn't want to lose the sudden love and admiration she was getting. That fear contributed to her developing an eating disorder in an effort to maintain her new physique. Her family had showered her with more affection after she lost weight, and she worried that regaining weight would also lose her that extra love. This is a poignant example of how society's conditional praise can lead to unhealthy pressure. The stereotype is that thin is forever, but bodies naturally fluctuate, and the reality is that many people cycle up and down in weight. The expectation to stay skinny at all costs can take a psychological toll. In summary, weight loss is entwined with heavy societal baggage. You're not just dealing with changing your body, you're also grappling with society's script for what that change means. Stereotypes, positive and negative, kick in. You must be healthier, you must be happier, you must have done it the right way, you must keep it off, etc. Being aware of these expectations can help individuals prepare for the reactions they'll get. It also highlights why some people have complicated feelings about compliments. Often, the praise is rooted in those very stereotypes and can feel less like genuine appreciation and more like playing into a social script. Ultimately, challenging these stereotypes, for example, recognizing that a person's worth or happiness is not defined by their weight, is important for a more balanced view of weight loss. Emotional and psychological impacts on individuals. With the world treating them differently, people who lose a lot of weight often undergo their own internal journey to adjust. The social changes can bring emotional highs and lows. On the positive side, many individuals do experience a boost in self-esteem and mood. There's pride in achieving a goal, plus the reinforcement of so much positive feedback. Studies have indeed found that intentional weight loss is associated with improvements in overall psychological well-being, including reductions in anxiety and depression, and an increase in feelings of vitality. Regaining a sense of control over one's body can empower other areas of life. For example, someone who once avoided going out might feel confident traveling, dancing, or pursuing new hobbies after weight loss. The outside validation, fitting into normal-size clothing, receiving compliments, attracting romantic interest, can all feed into a healthier self-image. One woman, Tracy, noted that after losing weight she felt comfortable in her own skin for the first time and much less afraid in her marriage, no longer worried that someone will steal my husband away. Her confidence soared and she affirmed, "I will not gain weight back to make anyone else happy." This illustrates the potential for positive personal growth and assertiveness that can come with a leaner body and the social approval it yields. However, the psychological impact isn't universally rosy. Some people find that their mind hasn't caught up with their body. A phenomenon called phantom fat is commonly reported, where individuals who were obese still feel obese even after substantial weight loss. They may instinctively shy away from sitting in tight spaces or feel surprised when they see their reflection. Essentially, their self-image lags behind, and they continue to perceive themselves as the larger person they used to be. This can be a form of body dysmorphic disorder, where one is preoccupied with a perceived flaw in appearance that others don't see. It takes time for the brain to adjust to a new size. For some, the emotional adjustment is harder than the physical. They might even grieve their old identity or feel suddenly without the shield their bigger body provided. Additionally, being treated differently can spark a lot of complex emotions. It's validating but also upsetting to realize how poorly you were treated before. Some people feel anger or resentment. Why couldn't they accept me then? Was my worth really tied to my weight? This realization can bruise one's trust in others. The woman who became dismayed at how superficial the world's emphasis on looks was eventually felt uncomfortable with all the attention and started relying on her looks more than what was on the inside, losing sight of herself for a time. It took her a while to regain her sense of identity and remember that she is more than her dress size. This highlights a psychological pitfall. One might become overly fixated on maintaining the new image to the detriment of mental health. Eating disorders or obsessive behaviors can emerge, fueled by the fear of losing the newfound love and respect from others. If every compliment feels conditional, "You look great now," a person might start to panic at the idea of weight regain or any imperfection, leading to unhealthy extremes in dieting or exercise. It's also common to feel somewhat alien in your new body socially. You might not know how to accept compliments, especially if you've spent years deflecting insults or jokes. You might distrust people's motives. Are they being friendly because they genuinely like me, or just because I'm thinner? This kind of social anxiety can linger. In some cases, people even experience survivor's guilt when they leave behind an identity, and perhaps a community, of being overweight. If your close friends are still struggling with weight, you might sense their discomfort or feel guilty talking about your success. Social support networks can shift, which is emotionally challenging. All these changes underscore that weight loss is as much an emotional transformation as a physical one. Therapists often recommend that individuals prepare for this and develop coping strategies. Self-compassion and a stable sense of self-worth are crucial. No matter how others treat you, it's important to remember that your value isn't defined by their opinions or by the number on the scale. As one psychologist advised, only you have the power to determine your worth. You're worthy of love and respect all the time regardless of your size. Keeping that mindset can help buffer the roller coaster of reactions you'll get. Some find it helpful to connect with communities in person or online, of others who have lost weight, to share experiences and feelings. Others make a point to focus conversations on topics beyond weight, so that relationships don't center solely on their body changes. And in cases where negative emotions like depression or anxiety become overwhelming, Seeking support from a counselor can be very beneficial. Finding balance in a new body. Ultimately, the way people treat you after weight loss often reveals more about them in society than about you. You might gain social advantages, extra kindness, dating opportunities, professional boosts that feel great, and you deserve to enjoy them. But you'll likely also see the flip side of weight bias. You'll recognize how unfairly you and others who still carry extra weight were treated before, and you may face new kinds of biases in the form of jealousy or objectification. This journey can be emotionally intense. The key is to hold on to who you are throughout the changes. Embrace the confidence and health benefits that weight loss can bring, while understanding that external validation is fickle. The respect of decent people and true friends shouldn't hinge on your weight. If you find some relationships strained by your transformation, it may help to have open conversations, reassuring friends and family that you're still you, and acknowledging their feelings while asserting your right to improve yourself. The real friends will come around. Those who cannot support you might be reflecting issues they need to work on themselves. In the meantime, surrounding yourself with positive, non-judgmental people can ease the transition. In facing both the applause and the awkward moments, remember that you are more than a number on the scale. As the initial excitement settles, many people come to a balanced realization. They enjoy the increased attraction and respect, but they no longer base their self-worth on it. One woman who went through this journey reflected that she finally found confidence beyond looks, saying, "I became truly confident with what I had to offer the world, looks aside." Her weight loss was a facet of her story, but not the whole story. In conclusion, losing weight can indeed change how the world treats you, often dramatically, but it doesn't change your fundamental identity. The challenge and opportunity is to navigate the new social landscape with your sense of self intact. Armed with awareness of weight bias and its complex social ripple effects, individuals can better prepare for the mix of admiration, expectation, and criticism that may come their way. The journey is deeply personal, but knowing the research and stories of others can make it easier to handle the surprises. At its best, coming out on the other side of weight loss can mean not just a healthier body, but a clearer understanding of who in your life values you for you, and the strength to insist on that respect at any size. Thank you for joining Miss Savory today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share and subscribe to the channel for more such content. See you in the next one.